Janani, Jivita. Janani, can we start now? அண்ணா நீங்களும் ரெடியா இருக்கீங்களா?
Yes, ma, ready, ma.
Guru Pranams. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jivita, and on behalf of Yogacharya Healthcare Institute, I welcome you all for this full moon meditation session. We shall begin with the prayer chanting by our faculty Janani.
Guru Pranams. Gajananam Bhutaganatishevitam Kapittajambul Palasara Bhakshitam Umasutam Shoka Vinashakaranam Namami Vigneshwara Pata Pankajam.
Tonight, we gather under the light of the full moon. In many traditions, this lunar phase represents a peak of energy, a time of illumination, and a moment of deep release. Just as the moon pulls the tides of the ocean, it also stirs the water within us, our emotions, our intuition, and our subconscious. Tonight, we are not here to fix anything, but simply to witness. We are here to sit in the light of our awareness, letting go of what no longer serves us, just as the moon begins its waning cycle. Let's find a comfortable seat with our eyes closed and tune into the frequency of this powerful sight. Now, with folded hands and a quiet heart, I welcome our spiritual guest, Yogacharya Dr. Ananda Balayogi Bhavanani, sir. Welcome, sir. I would like to invite our faculty Jayani to share a few words about our guest. Over to you, Jayani.
Guru Purnima. It's my greatest privilege and honor to distinguish our personality in the field of the yoga and yoga therapy and medical education and the research, Yogacharya Dr. Ananda Balayogi Bhavanani. What makes the particularly its remarkably beautiful integration of the modern medicine with the ancient science, and he is a gold medalist in the medical studies. He has completed her MBBS degree along with the advanced qualification in yoga, and he has decided in the much his profession in the life of yoga therapy, education, and scientific research. He has served as the director of the Center of Yoga Therapy Education and Research, and has he associated with the Institute of the Yoga Education and the Research. And he is also a vice president of the Indian Yoga Association and the vice president of the Yogasana Bharat. He was awarded Puduvai Kalimamani by the government of the Pondicherry. In recent years, he has traveled abroad 20 times, and he conducts invited talks and public talk events, workshops, and it has been a major representative in the yoga conference around the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Jayani. Gratitude is the doorway to presence. So before we go any further, I would like to thank our guest for graciously accepting our invitation. We are so grateful you have chosen to share your time and energy with us, sir. Now, with open minds and open hearts, we request you to start the session.
Namaste, Vanakkam, Swagatam. A very auspicious Purnima that we are enjoying today. And just before the session, I went to the top roof of the ashram and enjoyed a beautiful darshan of the Purnima. The full moon is always very, very special. And in our culture, a great amount of importance is placed on Purnima, or as we say in Tamil, Bhavanani. And this is the very strong influence on our consciousness. In fact, in the Purusha Suktam, it is said, Chandrama Manaso Jatah, that the mind and the moon are intrinsically, psychically connected. Hence, at such a time, rather than letting the energies which are very strong get dissipated by our mundane activity, my dear Yeril decided that we should have something where our mind will be focused. Maharishi Patanjali says the mind is normally scattered. He says it is sarvartha. The mind is scattered. He says sarvartha ekagratayo kshayodayo chittasya. He says that the mind that is scattered and all pointed needs to be brought into a fixed point. That is the process of yoga. Today, I will be sharing some of the very important concepts, practices, the chants that are important with relation to what is known as the Shatchakra Dhyanam. And we will have maybe about a 20-25 minutes extended session towards the end, but I want to make sure you understand what we are doing before we do it. When we talk about the chakras, there are many perspectives. Some people say there are 6 chakras, some say there are 7 chakras, some say there are 11 chakras, some say there are 12 chakras, some say there are hundreds of chakras. And we often wonder which is correct. Because we live in a world where we want one thing to be correct and one thing to be wrong. Na correcta irundha nee thappu, nee correcta irundha na thappu. This is our normal, niya nana in Tamil we say, either it's you or me and nothing in between. However, the truth is there are many, many perspectives. And that is why the Vedic literature says, Ekam Sat, the truth is one, Vipra Bahuda Vadanti, that the noble, learned people call it by different names or perceive it in different ways. When we look at the energies, these energies are cosmic energies of Mahaprana. We as an individual are connected to the universe. Our great Siddhas, Satamuni Siddha says, Andathil ullade pindam, pindathil ullade andam, andamum pindamum ஒன்றே அறிந்து தான் பார்க்கும் போது அண்டமும் பிண்டமும் ஒன்றே அறிந்து தான் பார்க்கும் போது. When we realize it, we realize the andam, that is the cosmos, and the pindam, which is the individual, are one and the same. But in order to realize that, we have to first become quiet. As the great Ramana Maharishi said, Summa iru. Just be still. Shut down all this nonsense that is going, the chitta vritti, and transcend it into the nirodha. And in that state of niruddha, which is a chitta bhumi, one can then attain that elevated state of prasannata. When we realize this connection, the cosmos, though energy, has 6 cosmic centers. They are called the Anda chakras. Similarly, we, the individual, have 6 energy centers called Pinda chakras. So 6 Anda chakras, higher centers, 6 Pinda chakras that are related to the individual. And when they connect to the individual, the most important pathway is the spinal cord. The spine in yoga is called Brahma Danda or Meru Danda. That Brahma Danda, the walking stick for the universal cosmic consciousness, the Brahman. Along our spine, we have the 6 very, very vital energy centers, starting with Mooladhara at the base, Swadhisthana at the pubic region, Manipura at the navel, the Nabhi Chakra, at the Hrid, that is the heart, the Anahata, at the Kanta, the throat, we have the Vishuddha. Some traditions call it Vishuddhi. In our tradition, we call it Vishuddha, similar. And then at the eyebrow, between the eyebrows, at that center where we place the Bindu, it is called the Agnya. So these 6 centers are related to the human being, to our individual existence. Hence, Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddha, Agnya are giving us the energy to function as a human being. And these are the main chakras which are aligned in the central pathway, where the 2 most important nadis, the Ida and the Pingala, come together to join the central energy channel called Sushumna. In Tamil, we call it Idagalai, Pingalai, and Sulumunai. And the wonderful teachings, how they come together. The first time the energies come together, Ida, Pingala, Sushumna, is the first time they are coming together, is called Yukta Triveni. Triveni Sangamam. ஸோ அந்த சங்கமம் ஆகுது பார்த்தீங்கன்னா 3 வகையான அந்த எனர்ஜி, இடகலை, பிங்கலை, சுழுமுனை. முதல் முறையாக, for the first time when they come together, it is called Yukta Triveni. Yukta means to come together, to yoke. Then they go out, they come back again. So Mooladhara is the first time they come together. Swadhisthana, they come together. Manipura, they come together. Anahata, they come together. Vishuddha, they come together. And Agnya is the last time they come together, and then they go their own pathway. From the right to the left brain, from the left to the right brain, that crisscross is there. So here they go on their own way. Because they are separating, they are liberating, this center is called Mukta Triveni. Mukti Adaidal. Mukti Adaidal na freedom. So this is where at Mooladhara they have come together for the first time. At Agnya they are coming together for the last time, and then they are continuing. This is the flow of the energies of Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna. This is so beautifully brought out in the teachings of the great Tamil Moodati Avvayar. She has a very beautiful composition called Vinayaga Ragaval. Most people think it is only to sing for Ganesha. ஸோ அதை ஏதோ கோயிலில் வந்து பாடணும், வீட்டில் விநாயகர் சதுர்த்தியில் பாடணும் அப்படின்னு நினைப்பாங்க. It is a tantric teaching. It's a tantric teaching. She makes a beautiful elaboration of how these energies are flowing. இடை பிங்களை என் எழுத்தறிவித்து கடையற் சுழுமுனை கபாலமும் காட்டி 3 மண்டலத்தின் முட்டிய தூணின் நன்றழு பாம்பின் நாவில் உணர்த்தி. How those energies are coming together. இடை பிங்களை என் எழுத்தறிவித்து. What are those எழுத்து? The Bijakshara mantras. Lang, Wang, Rang, Yang, Hang, Ang, Om. Understanding how those Bijaksharas, எழுத்தறிவித்து கடையத் சுழுமுனை கபாலம். Through Sushumna, that is the Sushumna, you have to come to the Kapala. Kapala Randhra is where that final coming together of the energies of Shiva and Shakti. Kundalini comes and merges with Shakta, Shakti in the Kapalam. Kapalamum Karti, 3 Mandalam. There is the Prithvi Mandala, Agni Mandala, அப்படியெல்லாம் வந்து there are different mandalas. You can also think about it as Bhu, Bhuva, and Swa. The Triloka is also another way to understand it. In fact, today is also Avani Avittam. So Gayatri Mantra Japam Kalila பல பேர் பண்ணியிருப்பாங்க. Bhu, Swa, Tatsavitur, Varenyam, Bhargo, Devas, Siddhimahi, Dhiyo Yona Prachodayam. Dhi எங்க இருக்கு? It is here. That is where the intellect illumines as the energy comes. After saying this, she then gives a very important teaching. Again, we don't understand. Kundali Adanil. Kundalina, it is a Kundalini Shakti. The Kundalini is a dormant, it is shown as a dormant 3.5 coiled serpent in Mooladhara. The Mooladhara is where the Kundalini is there. That is why you need Ganesha. Ganesha is Mooladhara Murti. so that he can kickstart the whole process. Otherwise, we will not do anything. We'll be like one stone. So he has to kickstart the process. That is why Ganesha is in the first chakra when we talk about it from the Saiva Siddhanta. From the North Indian Tantra, Brahma is placed in Mooladhara. There is a slight difference in the deity. So what does she say in that Vinayaka Ragaval? She says, Kundali Adane Kudiya Ajabai. What is Ajapa? As you breathe in the Soham, as you breathe out the Hamsa. Every time you breathe in the Sa, that sound of that Sa is coming in. Every time you breathe out, the ahankar, the individual is ஆணவத்தை வெளியே கொடுக்கிறோம். அதாவது aham. That is the ajapa japa. That ajapa japa is happening automatically. We have to make it happen consciously. That is the mindfulness is brought there. This mindfulness is the spotlight that illuminates it. So what does she says? Kundali adane kudiya ajabai Vindelu mandiram velipada uraithu. That mantra has to be chanted. That is what today I'm going to chant for you, the Gayatri mantra for each of the chakra, so that you can also imbibe that energy. Mooladharat. Where does it start? Mooladhara. Mooladharat moondele kanalai. Kanal, it is a fire. The fire that is not yet started in the Mooladhara because Kundalini is still sleeping. She is sleeping beauty. She is waiting to be awakened. Okay. So she is in that the Kundali Adane Kudiya Ajabai Vendel Mandiram Velipada Uraithu Mooladharat Moondel Kanalai Kalal Eluppum Karutharivitthu. What is that Kalal? Kalila. That is the breath. That is where the importance of the breath comes in. So today, when I'm going to give you this session at the end, I will be guiding you that we will be moving the breath in what is called Shatchakra Pranayama, where we move the breath from the Mooladhara as we breathe in to the Swadhisthana, to the Manipura, to the Anahata, to the Vishuddha, to the Agnya. Then as we breathe out from the Agnya to the Vishuddha, from Vishuddha to Anahata, Anahata to Manipura, Swadhisthana, Mooladhara on the exhalation. So as we breathe in, we are going to be coming up. It is like a 7-floor building with a lift. Okay. So as you breathe in, the lift is coming up from first ground floor to the 6th floor, and then it is going down. Like this, that breathing will be done. At the end, finally, when we breathe and we breathe out, we will take it into Sahasrara, and there we will liberate it into that energy where we enjoy that experience of the Shat Chakras merging from the Pinda to the Anda. That is the experience we're going to work towards. The breath is important for that. There are many techniques. This is one technique given by my father and Guru, Swami Geetananda Giri, where Shatchakra Pranayama becomes a Shatchakra Dharana, which becomes a Shatchakra Dhyana, and then can enable us to have that Laya experience of the chakra. But before that, each of the chakra is having a deity, it is an energy. So what are these energies? When we talk about Mooladhara, we are invoking the most important deity, which is Mooladhara Murti, that is Lord Ganesha. So here there is a Gayatri, and I'm going to chant that Gayatri. I just want you to listen, because if everybody starts chanting, and we'll end up with a lot of noise. So just imbibe it. If you want to chant, chant, but keep your mic muted, okay? Oh तद्गणेशाय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्तिः प्रचोदयात् तद्गणेशाय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्तिः प्रचोदयात् तद्गणेशाय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्तिः प्रचोदयात् This is the Gayatri mantra that invokes the energy of Mooladhara Murti Ganapati, Ganesha. Ganesha enables that kickstart because we are in that state of Tamo Vritti. We are in a state of stupor. We are in a state of inertia and we need that kickstart. That is why Ganesha starts it. And when we work on that, we realize that the most important power is that Ganesha to kickstart. In fact, often when we talk of Ganesha, we talk about the Gangang Ghaum Ganapate Namaha. These are the Bijakshara for Ganapati. Of course, here the energy is more of a lang. Normally, people chant it as a lam with a That is the inner sound. The sound to be chanted is a sound of the nga. I will yeah. So when we chant, it is not the lam with the ma. The ma is the internal sound. In order for ma to occur, you have to hit the bell. Hitting the bell is the nga. அதாவது இந்த நேசல் ஏரியால வந்து அந்த nga அந்த சவுண்ட் வரணும். ஸோ அதில் வந்து
Anna,
எப்படின்னா
1 second, your volume became low.
இப்பயா
Ah,
okay. I'll just move it closer maybe. Just check it 1 second. And now it should be okay.
now it is.
இது வந்து என்னன்னா noise removal, but here now you will not get the difference in the sound. For the chanting, I have to go to the other.
Okay.
Yeah. Original sound for musician. Now the sound will be, but the clarity of sound will come. So here, it is not the lam, but it's a lang. அதாவது that நாக்கு வந்து பின்னாடி போயிட்டு அந்த பேலட்ல டச் பண்ணணும். Lang, lang. What happens is the sound lifts. Lang, and the சொல்லும்போது sound lift ஆகும். Lam, அப்படி சொன்னா லிப்ஸோட நின்று போயிடும். With these bijas, ஏன்னா பொதுவா this is something I'm usually not sharing outside very special group, but Yeril is special and so it is happening always. But here what is very important is the bijakshara. The bijakshara here is with the lang. Similarly for swadhisthana, vang. And the சொல்லும்போது தான் அந்த லிஃப்ட் ஆகும். That is where the sound lifts. நம்ம லம் வம் அப்படி சொல்லும்போது சவுண்ட் அங்கேயே இருக்கும். So what is important is the sound has to lift. Remember, மூலாதாரத்து மூண்டெழு கணலை எழுப்பணும். Right? So that is why what is important here is that awakening. And that is why here when we chant lang vang rang yang hang. Ipa, what happens is that here you can chant the om, but when you want to understand the system as 6 plus 1, then here it becomes the sound of ang, ang, and then Sahasrara becomes om. There also that Om becomes Ong. So it becomes Lang, Wang, Rang, Yang, Hang, Ang, Ong. This way, what happens? That sound is going upward. The movement of the energy moves up. Now, when you chant Lang, inside you, the Lam will occur inside you automatically. So what happens? It's like the money adicha, first என்ன கிளாங்னா கேட்கும், அதுக்கப்புறம் அதனுடைய tapering sound கேட்கும். That is the aftertone. The tone, the aftertone. That is the most important part in these Bijakshara. What is happening? Aftertone is Lam. But what is the tone? Lang. So this is why what is important is that it is not that it's wrong, but if you just chant Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, you will feel good. Will chakra get activated? No, that is the actual reality. So we have a lot of good experiences, but are they really chakra activation? There's a doubt. That is why I'm keeping the mic on this setting. So the chanting will come as Lang, Wang, Rang, Yang, Hang, Ang, Ong. And the Ong சொல்லும்போது, you should go and you should lift it up the top of the head, as if அதை பிடிச்சி அப்படி மேலே தூக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்கணும். You should have that feeling of it getting lifted up. And then, as we practice, it becomes Lang, Wang, Rang, Yang, Hang, Ang, Ong. Lang, Wang, Rang, Yang, Hang, Ang, Ong. Lang, Wang, Rang, Yang, Ang, Ong. Lang, Wang, Rang, Yang, Ang, Ong. That is how that movement occurs. That movement of the energy, that movement is guided. Mooladharat Moondere Kanalai. That is the secret hidden in Vinayaka Raghavan. Now coming back. So we have seen each of the chakras. So we have Ganesha Gayatri for the Mooladhara. Then for the Swadhisthana, we have the Brahma Gayatri. Brahma, who is having the four heads, having the Veda. He is the Atma of the Veda. So the chant is done in this way. Vedatmanaya vidmahi hiranyagarbhaya dhimahi tanno brahma prachodayat. Vedatmanaya vidmahi hiranyagarbhaya dhimahi tanno brahma prachodayat. Vedatmanaya vidmahi hiranyagarbhaya dhimahi tanno brahma prachodayat. The energy of Brahma becomes the energy that is invoked and evoked. See, when we chant a mantra, what are we doing? We are invoking the energy. A mantra is an invocation. We invoke the energy. Why do we invoke the energy? So that that energy is evoked in us. So the first process, invoke to evoke. It is not Ganesha, come and save me. It is Ganesha, may I become Ganesha. So that I can do it for myself. Empowerment of the individual. In the Gayatri mantras, we say, first part, Vidmahe. You should come to know about that concept. For example, Ganesha, you have come to know. Brahma, you have come to know. In Manipura, you will come to know of Narayanaya, that is Vishnu. You will come to know. First part, Vidmahe. Second part, what you have to do? You have to contemplate. You have to focus the mind. That is where it becomes Dharana, Dhyana and Samadhi. Samyama then occurs. What is that? Dhimahi. How will you do that? Because your dhi has to work. Buddhi has to work. Without buddhi, there's no focus. If there's no buddhi, there's no focus. யாராவது தப்பு பண்ணா நம்ம என்ன சொல்லுவோம்? புத்தி இல்லையா கேட்போம். Because you have not focused. Because you are not focused, you made a mistake. Because if you use your buddhi, you will focus. Buddhi is the capacity to focus. It is the magnifying glass that focuses the ray of sun so that you can create heat. எல்லாம் விளையாடிருக்கீங்களா? மேக்னிஃபைங் கிளாஸ் இல்லை கண்ணாடி வச்சு அந்த சூரியனுடைய ஒளியை பிடிச்சி ஒரு இலைய எரிக்கிறது எல்லாம் சின்ன வயசுல பண்ணுவாங்க. இது இப்பெல்லாம் பண்ணா ஏதாவது பிடிச்சி போட்டுருவாங்க, நெருப்பு ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டாங்க சொல்லிட்டு எங்கேயாவது. We all have done that using a magnifying glass or a mirror to focus the light to create and generate heat. What is that? That is the power of the buddhi, the capacity of focus. Manas cannot focus. Chitta cannot focus. Only the buddhi can focus. And that is why that buddhi is so important. So what we are saying, vidmahe, come to know about it. Dhimahi, you focus. Then may that energy prachodayat. May it illumine me. And so this is not a prayer to call to do something. It is an invocation to evoke inside us the energy. When we chant the Ganapati Gayatri, we are invoking Ganapati to come alive in Mooladhara, Brahma in Swadhisthana. When we come to Manipura, we have the Mahavishnu, Narayana. Because the Manipura is the umbilical cord. That is where the process of incarnation occurs. And who keeps on incarnating again and again? Mahavishnu. All the Dasavatara, he keeps on coming. Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Narasimha, Vamana, Parasurama, Rama, Balarama, Krishna and Kalki, all Buddha and Kalki. Depending on some people add Buddha, some people keep Balarama. You know, there is a great person called Jayadeva. He was in Bengal. He was a Krishna devotee. So he said, Dasavatara, I want to keep both Balarama and I want to keep Buddha also. Normally, if they tell Balarama, they won't say Buddha. If they say Buddha, they will make Balarama absent from that classroom. This is how they will do. What did he do? He said, Krishna is the consciousness. So these are 10 incarnations of Krishna. Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Narasimha, Vamana, Parasurama, Rama, Balarama, Buddha and Kalki. These all 10 are avatara of Krishna. He has sung like that. Pralaya Payojita Solito Ashtapadi, he has sung that. We did a dance drama many years ago. That time our Yeril's guru, our dear Yesudas sir also came to Pondicherry for that event. I still remember that time. Coming back, Narayana is the power of incarnation, manifestation. And so, when we are working on the Manipura, for the Manipura, the Gayatri is the Narayana Gayatri. And how is that Gayatri? Narayanaya vidmahe vasudevaya dhimahi tanno Vishnu prachodayat. Narayanaya vidmahe vasudevaya dhimahi tanno Vishnu prachodayat. Narayanaya vidmahe vasudevaya dhimahi tanno Vishnu prachodayat. Similarly, when we are talking of the next chakra, Anahata, Anahata is the center which is very, very powerful because it has the energy of Rudra. Rudra means a very red, powerful, forceful. கோபம் சொல்லக்கூடாது, but sometimes they say that also. ருத்ரன் ரொம்ப ருத்ர தாண்டவம் ஆடுறாருன்னா ரொம்ப கோபமா ஆடுறாரு, ரொம்ப ஒரு என்ன சொல்றது எனர்ஜியோட ஆடுறாருன்னு அர்த்தம். That Rudra energy is a very powerful energy. Why is the heart center Rudra? Because the heart is there with all the blood. It is pumping very powerfully. It is doing a Rudra Tandava to keep us alive all the time. That is why that energy. And in Anahata, what are we trying to do? We are moving from Ahata Nada to Anahata Nada. If I hit and you hear, it is Ahata, cause. There's a cause for the sound. But if the sound is there without cause, that is why that Pranava is said to be Anahata. It is self-originating. Nobody is making it. It is always there. It is always there. It is Nitya. It has no Adi, Anadi. It has no Anta. It is Ananta. Hence, it is called an Anahata Nada, which is Pranava Nada. That which is so subtle. Where do you hear it? In the heart center. Not with your ears. What you hear with your ears is only normal sound. When you listen with your heart, you learn something and hear something beyond it. So here the energy that is depicted is an energy of that Rudra. Tanmaheshaya vidmahi Mahadevaya dhimahi Tanno Rudra Prachodayate Om. Tanmaheshaya vidmahi Mahadevaya dhimahi Tanno Rudra Prachodayate Om. Tanmaheshaya vidmahi Mahadevaya dhimahi Tanno Rudra Prachodayate Om. Similarly, when we go to the next level, that is the Vishuddha, it is again a different form of Shiva. Vak Vishuddhaya. Tanna Shivaha or Tanno Shivaha. See, the energy of Shiva is the energy of communication. This is why one of the names of Shiva is Nilakanta. He drinks the poison. What is the poison? All the negativity of our speech is poison. And today there's so much of negative speech. Everywhere negative speech, we are poisoning the consciousness. What is Shiva enabling? Through Vak Vishuddha. Vak Vishuddha. Purification of the communication. Your communication should be so purified that your thought, word and deed are one and the same. Sindai, Sol, Sayal. They all become one. What is in the manas comes through the Vak and comes through the Kaya into your body. That integration of thought, word, deed, that is the energy communicating in that Vishuddha. So here again we are using that Vishuddha Gayatri, which is again Shiva. So here it is Rudra, here it is Shiva as Vak Vishuddha, purification of the capacity of speech. Tatpurushaya vidmahe Vak Vishuddhaya dhimahi Tanna Shivaha Prachodayate Om. Tatpurushaya vidmahe Vak Vishuddhaya dhimahi Tanna Shivaha Prachodayate Om. Tatpurushaya vidmahe वाग्विशुद्धाय धीमहि तन्न शिवः प्रचोदयात् So we have seen the Vishuddha, Vakvishuddhaya. So we had the Ganesha, the Brahma, the Narayana, the Rudra, and Shiva as Vakvishuddha. I will later on share with Yeril one PDF with all of these Gayatris if you want to practice later on. I'll share it later on. Coming to the Agnya Chakra. At the Agnya Chakra and Sahasrara, there is no deity. See, normally we say Ganesha, Muruga, Saraswati, Lakshmi, because now we are going into that which cannot be defined. No definition. 4 கை இருக்கு 8 கை இருக்கு 6 தலை இருக்கு. None of this is there. There's no definition anymore. It is becoming now more and more what is called arupa. So it becomes an arupa form because it is very subtle. And at the Agnya, what is happening? Sometimes they say Ardhanarishwara is an Agnya. That is also one concept that is there. Here, the Gayatri is called Hamsa Gayatri. Because the Hamsa is that swan that has great viveka, buddhi. It is said the Hamsa, the swan, if you mix water and milk, it can drink the milk and leave the water behind. Now, I haven't seen a swan do that, but they say like that. Then I was trying to understand it more. They said that the swan has a certain enzyme in its saliva. It was a very interesting thing I heard. Swan has a certain enzyme that the moment it puts its beak in that milk, all the milk will become curdled. இந்த கெட்டு போன பால் எப்படி தனியா வரும் அந்த பீஸ் தண்ணி தனியா போயிடும் அப்படி. That will happen when the swan puts its beak in the milk, and so it can just eat that and leave the water behind. They actually said there is a phenomenon. I didn't know about this phenomenon that it curdles the milk into like a curd, homemade, what we call paneer actually. We make paneer out of that. But anyway, here the concept is Hamsa is the swan, 2 wings. What are the wings? Right and left brain. Our right and left brain are the 2 wings. That is why at Agnya there are 2 petals. Mooladhara is depicted with 4 petals. Swadhisthana 6 petals. Manipura 10 petals. 12 petals in Anahata. 16 petals in Vishuddha. 2 petals in Agnya. What are the 2 petals? Right and left brain. The 2 wings of the swan. And that is why here we invoke that Hamsa with a Gayatri which says Hamsa Hamsaya Vidmahe. We are invoking that highest Hamsa, Paramahamsaya Dhimahi. Paramahamsa means the one who has developed that highest Viveka. The whole goal of Ashtanga Yoga is developing Viveka Khyati. That Viveka, when you develop, you become a Paramahamsa. That is why great Swamis and great yogis are called Paramahamsa. Today, everybody puts their own name as Paramahamsa on Facebook. Today, they themselves call themselves Guruji, they call themselves Paramahamsa, Mahapooba. எல்லாம் இப்ப பண்ணுவாங்க அப்படியெல்லாம் இல்லை. Paramahamsa means you have that highest Viveka. Hamsa Hamsaya Vidmahe Paramahamsaya Dhimahe Tanna or Tanno Hamsa Prachodaya. That illumination of that Viveka is what we want to grow at that point. So how do we chant that? Let us chant and see. Hamsa Hamsaya Vidmahe Paramahamsaya Dhimahi Tanno Hamsa Prachodayate. Hamsa Hamsaya Vidmahe Paramahamsaya Dhimahi Tanno Hamsa Prachodayate. Hamsaya vidmahe Paramhamsaya dhimahi Tanno hamsa prachodayate. So these are the 6 of the Pinda chakras. Now, when you go beyond the Pinda chakras, I told you there are the 6 Anda chakras. They are called Narayanana, Brahmananda, Swaminana, Trikuti, and Muktana. Narayanana, Brahmananda, Trikuti, Swaminana, and Muktana. That is the correct order. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 8 is Narayanana. The 9th is Brahmananda. The 10th is Trikuti. The top of the head is Trikuti. That is where you should leave the body. Final breath should go through Trikuti. It's also called Kali Padma, Kali Chakra. And then you have the Swaminana 11, Muktana is 12. That is where the Muktana or Mokshana is another one also called. These 6 don't have any deity, they don't have any particular shape, they don't have, because they are beyond us. The lower 6 can have shape, can have name, form and all, because they are connected to us at the Sthula and Sukshma level. The others are only at the Karana. They are also called Karana chakras. So all of those 6 can be represented as one, that is Sahasrara. So if somebody says 6 chakra, that is also correct. Muladhara to Ajna. If they say 7, it means 6 plus Sahasrara representing all the higher 6. And if they say 12 chakra, it is 6 plus 6. So it is not that one is correct, one is wrong. All are different systems of understanding. So this Sahasrara, here is now the 1,000-petal lotus. It is that highest consciousness. Now that consciousness is very, very subtle. So Sukshma. So here the Gayatri is called Sukshma Gayatri. And the chant goes, Om Vyom Vyomaya Vidmahe. Vyoma means space. Agayam. It is the Vyoma, the space beyond the space. நம்ம இந்த கான்ஷியஸ்னஸ்ல சொல்லுவோம் ஜாகிரத் ஸ்வப்ன சுஷுப்தி துரிய and then beyond turiya turiya atita, like that vyoma atita, vyoma atita niranjanaha அப்படியெல்லாம் அந்த குரு ஸ்தோத்திரத்துல வரும். வியோமாதீத நிரஞ்சனக, வியோமத்துக்கு மேல்பட்டது. It is beyond the vyoma. So here vyoma vyoma, it is the space beyond the space. Om Vyom Vyomaya Vidmahe Sukshma Sukshmaya Dhimahi. Subtler than the subtlest. So subtle it is. Tanno Sukshma Prachodayat. That subtlety is what I want to access. I want my consciousness to access that, so that this higher consciousness, I will be able to access it. That is why in the Sahasrara Gayatri, we don't say the Shiva, Vishnu, Brahma, Durga, adela illa. It is pure consciousness you are moving into here. And that subtlety, Vyom Vyomaya Vidmahe, Sukshma Sukshmaya Dhimahi, Tanna or Tanno Sukshma Prachodayat. Vyom Vyomaya Vidmahe Sukshma Sukshmaya Dhimahi Tanno Sukshma Prachodayat. Vyom Vyomaya Vidmahe Sukshma Sukshmaya Dhimahi Tanno Sukshma Prachodayat. Vyom Vyomaya Vidmahe Sukshma Sukshmaya Dhimahi Tanno Sukshma Prachodayat. So now with this understanding of these Gayatri mantras, let us now start to focus on a pranayama, which is where we are going to focus on the prana moving through the breath. Pranayama is not breathing exercise. Breathing exercise is different. Pranayama is different because the focus in pranayama is on prana. How do you feel the prana? Through the breath. So the breath is only the vehicle. Breath is the catalyst. The prana is the force we want to focus on. So here, as we start this, where we are going to sit with the spine aligned. So take up a position where your spine can be aligned from the base of the spine, the middle of the spine, the upper part of the back, the neck, the head can all be aligned. Once we have that alignment, then we are going to be starting to focus on each of these 6 points. That is the Mooladhara at the base, then Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddha, and up to Ajna. So it is like a 6-floor building. And as we breathe, we are going to be moving the breath. I'll give a count of 6 so that each count we can keep at 1 point. We will be performing this for first 9 rounds. For the first 9 rounds, just focus on the breath. The next 9 rounds, I will guide that. Let us focus on those chakras and what they feel like, what the energy of the chakra feels like as you move through it. You can also, as you are ascending, you can think of the Bijakshara, the Lang, Vang, Rang, Yang, Hang, and Om for here if you want. Just think about it. Usually, thinking of the bija, only do it going up. Don't do it coming down. It is not a good idea. So it's the chanting and then you just leave it there. Let the breath come down. Then as you rise, you chant. So the rising with the bija is better. Coming down with the bija in reverse is not a good idea. Breath can come down, but not the bijas. Then we are going to be doing this for another 9 rounds. So totally we'll be doing 27 rounds. First 9 is only focusing on breath, prana dharana. The next one we are trying to understand the chakra dharana. And then in the last 9, I just want you to experience what that energy is feeling like. Just what is the energy feeling like, nothing else. And at the end of that, we will go up. That final time, we'll go up and leave the breath out beyond the head. That Sahasrara Mandala. And there we are just going to keep it for a short period of time and experience that merging of the lower 6 chakras, the Pinda chakras are being awakened and offered into the Anda chakras. It is an offering, an ahuti is being done. While we are in that state, I may do a bit of chanting, depending on what I feel at that time. I may or may not chant, but if I chant, just let that chant be there and then I'll guide you out of it. So sitting with your spine erect and aligned, let us first breathe out. Now taking in a deep breath and moving through each of the centers. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathing out. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathing out. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathing out. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathing out. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We focused on the breath. In, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathing out. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathing out. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathing out. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathing out. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now begin to focus on that, each of the chakras and their qualities. So as you breathe in, Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddha, and the Agnya. As you breathe out, the Agnya, the Vishuddha, Anahata, Manipura, Swadhisthana, and Muladhara. Breathing in, Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddha, and the Agnya. Breathing out, the Agnya, the Vishuddha, the Anahata, Manipura, Swadhisthana, and Muladhara. Breathing in, visualizing the Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddha, and the Agnya. Breathing out, the Agnya, the Vishuddha, Anahata, Manipura, Swadhisthana, and Muladhara. Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddha, Agnya, and then Agnya, Vishuddha, Anahata, Manipura, Swadhisthana, Muladhara. Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Agnya, 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 Vishuddha, Anahata, Manipura, Swadhisthana, Muladhara. Let this continue visualizing as those energies are felt in each of the chakras, feeling the colors of the chakras opening up to you, the petals opening up to you, the energies opening up as you go up and down on that breath, moving from the base of the spine to the center of the eyebrows, and then from the eyebrow center back to the base of the spine. Keep that breath moving, but now the focus is more on the qualities of these chakras. Each of the chakras and its qualities. Whatever you know about those chakras, visualize those qualities in those chakras as you go through them, moving upward and downward in that same process. Let your awareness now become an awareness of the energy flow that is happening as the energies move up from the base of the spine to the eyebrow center. And then those energies moving from the brow center back down to the base of the spine. Letting the mind be totally focused on these energies, experiencing the energies in their totality. Letting that movement up and down the spine continue in a very mindful way. But at this point, it has become an energy movement. It is a journey of the energies, those beautiful energies that are moving up and down your spine, the central axis of the Sushumna, with its crisscrossing of the Ida and the Pingala at each of these points. From the base of the spine, where there is the Yukta Triveni, and then the coming together at the Swadhisthana, the Manipura, Ananda, Vishuddha, and finally at the Agnya, getting liberated and free of that Bandha and a Mukta Triveni manifesting at that point. Continue that breath pattern, moving up and down the spine. And then when you are ready, breathing in, moving up the spine from Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddha, and Agnya. And now let that breath go up into the top of the head, beyond the top of the head, and release that breath out beyond the top of the head into that cosmic space of the Anda chakras. And just visualize that you are sitting in the middle of a giant pink lotus. Giant pink lotus representing those causal centers, the Karana chakras. Just stabilizing yourself at that point. Holding your total focus at that area beyond the top of the head. Shivoham. Shivoham Soham Shivoham 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 Soham Shivoham 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 Soham 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 Shivoham 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 Soham Shivoham 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 Soham Shivoham 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 Soham Shivoham Shivoham Soham Satchidananda Swarupoham Satchidananda Swarupoham Satchidananda Swarupoham Satchidananda 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 Swarupoham Shivoham 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 Soham Satchidananda Swarupoham Shivoham 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 Soham Satchidananda Swarupoham Shivoham 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 Keeping yourself focused in those Karana chakras, those cosmic centers, finding that Vyomadhita Niranjanaha, that absolutely pure space beyond all space. The space beyond space, the subtle beyond the subtle, the silence behind everything. Resonating with that anahata, that omkar, pranava, primordial vibration that is there. If the mind wanders, bring it back to that space and let it be in that blissful space of Sat, the reality, the Chit, the pure consciousness, and the Anandam, that absolute bliss. Be mindful of where you are. Be mindful of that state in which you are. Let it be a sattvika awareness, a beatitude of just being an observer, Sakshi Bhava, just a witness to that beautiful state of consciousness. No identification, no attempt to grab or control, nothing to do, just to be. Slowly let your mind connect back to this physical body and where you are sitting and how your body is positioned, being aware of it. Grounding yourself back into this Sthula Sharira, but letting this beautiful experience of that Sukshma, maybe a glimpse of the Karana also at times, let it come into our Sthula so that the body can also remember that it is not separate from the universe, it is also made up of the same energies. Letting yourself be aware of how you are sitting, your spine, your arms, your head, your neck, your head. Gently begin to loosen your fingers and rubbing your palms together. Create a gentle warmth in the palms. Placing the palms over your closed eyes and just letting that energy from the palm go into the eyes and through it into your nervous system. Let your awareness come back to the regular breathing, how you're breathing through the nose, where the breath is coming from. Start to blink into that covered arm space of your palms. And then slowly continuing that blinking, bring your hands down to your laps, slowly opening your eyes. And just reconnecting to this physical existence that is very important. We must remember that we are not just a physical body. We are not just the body, we are much more than that. But at the same time, that has to connect to the body because the body has to live in the world. You cannot be away from the world. உடம்பும் முக்கியம்தான். ஆனா அந்த உடம்புல அந்த ஆத்மா இருக்கிறத உணர வேண்டும். பிரபஞ்சத்தில் இருக்கக்கூடிய அந்த சக்தி நமக்குள்ள இருக்கிறது உணர வேண்டும். That is why these experiences where we go beyond are important, but we should always bring them back into the body so that the body will remember that experience. It's very important at that point. I would like to remind you that these are practices that can be done on your own. You can do it for whatever duration you want, whether a couple of minutes or many more minutes, it's up to you. And when you're doing it on your own, you can take as much time as you want in each of the stages. But every time you're breathing in and breathing out, first the breath, then the awareness of the chakra, then the awareness of the energy. That process, please follow. It's not just the breathing. Breathing is the first part. Then there's the awareness of the chakra. And then there's awareness of just the energy. And then finally, this area beyond the top of the head, where we are putting the pinda into the anda. So these are ஆகுதி. ஆகுதி சொல்லும்போது ஒரு யஜ்யம் வளர்க்கும் போது அதில் போடுறதுக்கு பேர் வந்து ஆகுதி. Whatever you offer into the fire is called an ஆகுதி. We are offering the individual into the cosmos as an ஆகுதி. And you know that if you offer something and you get something back, it is called prasadam. So then the divine gives us the prasadam, and that prasadam should be arogyam, very important. Arogyam is the most important thing. உடம்பு நல்லா இருந்தா மனசு நல்லா இருக்கும். So there should be good health. There should be a sense of ease. Sukha should be there. Saukya should be there. Sukham, Saukyam, Arogyam. And of course, then the rest of it, Dhanam, Dhanyam, all that can also be there. And also never forget, we are not here just to come live a life and go. We are here to remember who we are. And we have to remember that Aham Brahmasmi. So thank you, Yeril, for inviting me to be with you today on this very special day of the full moon Purnima, and also came with the Avani Avitam, so that was also very special for me. And to on top of that, have it on a Thursday, which is the day special to the Gurus. வியாழக்கிழமையில பௌர்ணமி வந்தாலே அது very special நமக்கு. So something very special to be with all of you. And please take this experience to become the best version of yourself. May you be blessed and may you be a blessing wherever you are. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Thank you so much for the beautiful session, sir. We all feel so grounded and peaceful. Now I invite our faculty, Janani, to deliver a few words about our founder and our institution.
I feel very happy and honored to speak about our founder and director of Yogalaya Healthcare Institute, Vadaparani, Chennai, our Yogacharya LLC. She is a distinguished international yoga teacher, jury, and a therapist. She embraced a yogic lifestyle from childhood and trained under the legendary Guru Dronacharya Yesudas Antony at NCL Private Limited, Neyveli, for 13 years. Her academic accomplishment reflects her passion for yoga and wellness, including degrees in MSc Biochemistry, PG Diploma Yoga, MSc Yoga, MPhil Yoga Gold Medalist, PG Diploma Yoga Therapy, MSc Yoga Therapy, and MSc Psychology, PG Diploma in Tirumandiram, and PhD in Yoga. A certified level 3 yoga teacher and evaluator level 4 yoga master and level 7 consultant yoga therapist under the Ayush Ministries Yoga Certification Board. LLC ma'am as a director of YHCI provides a coaching for YCB exams. Her service extended as the lead examiner and observers of YCB exams. She has been honored with 32 Lifetime Achievement Awards, including the National Award, Yoga Chemmal, Yoga Kalaimamani, Tanga Tamarai Award, Yoga Kala Sevagar, Best Teacher Award, Yoga Siromani, Yoga Ratna, and so on. Her journey continues to inspire and uplift the yoga community. And about our institute, I feel immense pleasure to share that our YHCI was established in 2007. We have completed almost 19 years in yoga journey and we are stepping on to 20th year. So our institute provides yoga educations from basic yoga to intermediate and also advanced yoga, teacher training, YCB preparation and coaching, therapeutical yoga, and some specialized programs like prenatal, postnatal, corporate yoga, psychological counselings, workshops, and guest lectures. So our institute provides a combination of traditional yoga practice with a modern approach for physical, emotional, and spiritual wellness. Through dedicated teaching and service, the institute has helped many people lead a happier and the healthier life. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Janani. Thank you so much for everyone, because certain things are truly connected. As Anna said earlier, Avani Avatam is basically, it is a kind of renewal and purification, gratitude to all our rishis and gurus, and specifically which comes on Thursday is again, it is more special, which is taking forward our traditional and other things. And very particularly today, we are all really blessed to experience the meditation on the Shatchakras along with the Gayatri mantras with the concerned deity. And very particularly, we should say the combination of meditation along with the sound, breath, vibration, and we focus, which is a connectivity of our body, mind, and also which is to our traditional universe. I hope, thank you so much, Anna. I think the journey is from me and Anna started from 1996. I think till today, the journey has been running forward. And I have to thank my guru, Yesudas Antony, sir here, because without him, it has not happened at any cost, because he is the one who brings all these kinds of things. And very shortly, we are having his Remembrance Day too on September 8th. So hope may these our vibration awaken today on the inner awareness. So let all have this spiritual journey to be continued with long way. And hope all our gurus and rishis blessings will be always with us. Thank you. Thank you so much, Anna.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you for taking up this initiative. May everyone be blessed and continue the sadhana towards the highest goal of Kaivalya.
Ma, can you go with the ending prayer?
Yes, ma'am. Before we end this session, I would like to extend our deepest gratitude to our guest for so generously sharing his time, wisdom, and peaceful presence with us today. Your guidance has been truly illuminating, and we feel enriched, calmer, and more centered. Thank you so much, sir. We also thank each one of you, our esteemed participants, for your attentive presence and open hearts. You have made this gathering truly meaningful and special. We invite you to carry this peace forward into your day and beyond. Please do join us again for the future meditation gatherings. Let's conclude the session with a prayer. Gently close your eyes. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you, everyone, for this blessed evening.
Thank you.
Shubhratri. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sarah.